breeding pigs for conventional production. Really, I mean, the guys really know what they're doing. Their breeding goals are specifically, and they are so good at achieving this. The challenge is that the organic production is smaller. The requirements, the needs for the pigs to go into the organic system is quite different than the conventional one. We need to take them outside. They need to be out summer and winter. So how will we make a better organic pig? And that's a what should we say that? That's a challenge in progress. I mean, we're still trying to figure out how do we make the better organic pigs, the better pigs to be outside, to still give lots of piglets, to have the appropriate percentage of meat, the proper percentage of fat. So this is one of the issues where we're really trying to work at the moment, trying to see whether we could impact these breeding goals for the organic production to achieve better goals. And one of them would of course be to reduce piglet mortality. The durability for sows is another very issue. We need to do very strong piglets for the organic production because they're outside. Whereas in the conventional production, you can actually get quite a lot of piglets from a sow. If the piglets are small, perhaps you could have a suckling sow. You just remove some of the small piglets to another sow if that's the issue. But that's too difficult to do that in organic production where the pigs are outside all the years. So we're trying to see how can we mix these three guys in another way, or should we include something else? And the picture in the bottom is a pig called British Saddleback. This is another, perhaps even a stronger pig, but could we mix that in, or could we mix another pig in to achieve some of the goals? The problem is that some of the other kinds of pigs are very often very, very fat. So we can't just take them in. So it's a very long process to get this issue right. But we're moving quite a bit on that.
This breeding program, is that the same as for conventional? Is it like Danbred who organizes all that stuff on the organic side?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Looking at these, I mean, Danbred is one of the bigger companies doing breeding, and they know...
What's the name? Danbred?
Danbred, yeah.
Let me just call your attention to this slide. Actually, it has some of the logos like Danish Crown and Danbred. So these are useful for you if you want to dig deeper into the matter.
Yeah. They're very good. I mean, they know the specific characteristics of each animal they have for breeding. So we will achieve it. We will get a better pig, but of course that takes a few years to get there. So I have a few pictures just from outside or just from the farm. This is the nicer pictures of the organic pig productions, of course. When they're without piglets, they need to be in groups. So if they don't have piglets, they will be in groups. So this is just groups of sows waiting to be with piglets and to come into own areas. I'll see. So this is basically the picture from sows and piglets. We have more pictures with piglets, but then when we come to the finishes, we need another system. We need another system because to reduce the loss of nutrients in the fields. So we need to take the piglets inside. But since they are organic, they need an outdoor area as well. And this is one of the areas where we are trying to develop also in Denmark to see how will we get better outdoor areas for these animals. But looking at the picture here on the left side, this would be a very common barn system where they'll be inside in lots of stray, and then they can go outside to this outdoor area. It will continue out there, so they can be out here to see the sky. This farmer actually he made something very nice. It doesn't look nice, but it is actually very nice. He called this the wellness area. He has a specific box in here where he have some special soil with lots of roots, and where the pigs really enjoy to go in to just be playing in the soil or finding stuff in the soil. This is amazing, because every time we visit this guy, we'll see that basically lots of the pigs would go into this wilderness area, even though they have quite a lot of empty space outside. But they're just trying to get in there, because this is actually a very nice area for them to be. So these are one of the development areas in the organic production that we're quite a lot looking into, how to improve the outdoor areas for the finishers. This is another area. This could be an outdoor area for organic finishers, which is not that nice, of course. It doesn't look as nice as when we have pictures from the pigs outside. But these are the reality for the moment. They will be inside in lots of stores, and they'll have access to an outdoor area. We are trying to develop new organic finishers, free range as well. But we need to take some specific requirements to reduce the loss of nutrients. So one of the experiences to put them out in area with poplar. You know the tree poplar. This is the one. It's quite popular in Denmark. It grows quite fast, and it's very good at taking up nutrients from the soil, so we don't have a loss out there. So these are one of the areas that we're looking quite a lot into, and one of the bigger organic producers are now marketing organic poplar pigs, which is finishers that have been all the periods in free range in poplar. Yeah, on top you'll just see a pig in the Danish winter, which looks quite happy, and I think the farmers will also say that snow is not a problem for pigs. This is not their challenge.
Yes.
These are the better pictures, the pictures that everyone likes to see on the organic production outside, the sow and the piglets.
Yeah.
As you can see, the sow got a ring in the nose. This is just to reduce that she's destroying all the vegetation in the area, because when she's destroying all the vegetation, the loss of nutrients would be higher. So this is a true clash in the organic production, since we need to have a sound environmental production, but we need to address animal welfare as well. So in this one, this is a balance that we need to have a focus on the pollution issues, and then we'll put a ring in her nose, even though that someone will say that this is the animal welfare could be better without the ring in the nose. So this is actually, I think, the last pictures from here. This is just a classical Danish sow in the hut with probably 12 or 13 piglets to her.
Are they all? Do I have time still for the questions?
Before we jump to the questions, I would actually like invite Nana to perhaps discuss a little bit about how we can assist you in the editing process of the article, because you might have some questions, and also I think it's a good idea to agree if we can review, etc. But there's a process for this in our press department, so perhaps Nana can talk a little bit.
Yes, it's not because it's that strict or anything. We would just, of course, like to review the articles if possible. If you have any potential questions you want to bring from the meeting, if you have any questions if you think of any questions regarding facts or figures we didn't bring up here, please just email me.
Yes.
And then we have, of course, people also who speak Chinese, so if possible, we are, of course, curious
English
to see
yeah.
but also see the final product if you, I don't know if you...
You want me to send you the stories before publish?
Afterwards, we would like to see the end result.
No problem.
And if you it's a normal process for us that if you are quoting from the meeting, if we could just see
before publish?
Yeah, exactly.
And also in Chinese, because we have colleagues who communicate in Chinese, so it's also sort of a security check for us that we know that what goes in is from our side correct. So that's just a quality stamp, so you get an even better article. So if you could sort of exchange...
I can see if it sounds a little bit mysterious, but it's not at all. It's just to make sure that we didn't get any facts wrong, we didn't get misunderstood or anything. So it's not, we don't interfere in your freedom of press or anything, just to see that, of course. Of course. And also I have been noting some of the questions that you are focusing on here, so if there's any, I'll just write you an email afterwards, so you know how to get in touch with me if there's any questions afterwards. That would be perfect.
Could you just online? What is the timeline for your project? When do you plan to publish anything on this?
That will have to be decided by the editors, right? We will compile the story. It might take a while.
Yeah, so that means months or
not that long, I don't think.
Within 1 month.
I'm not sure. I'm not the editor.
No. But just to get
we will be patient, but we are of course curious on how.
And of course we again want to assist you, and also if you another time would need a project like this, we are happy to assist. So it's just to introduce.
Absolutely. Thank you.
But I'll send you an email afterwards, and
please do.
then we can stay in touch.
Do we have time for questions?
Yeah,
we did have some questions.
No, go ahead.
Let me just ask for last. Organic pig production, so you don't use antibiotics?
Well, yeah, we do use antibiotics if the animals are sick. You need to treat, the legislation says you have to treat a sick animal.
So the difference between conventional and organic farming is the pigs live well, live better life.
Yeah, but there are some differences when it comes to medical use. Antibiotic, for instance. You can only treat one organic animal. So you have to, if you have an organic animal that are sick, you'll have to call the vet, the veterinarian. They will come, they will diagnose the animal, and they will treat this specific animal. Only this one. So you can't, as you can do in a conventional production, you can do a treatment of more animals, for instance, if you find a disease in your system. You can't do that in organic. So you can only treat the sick animal. That's one thing.
Very strict use of medicine.
Yeah, and you have the withdrawal period, the period where if you treated an animal with an antibiotic, you need to wait a certain days to sell it to the abattoir. And this time is double as long in the organic system as in the conventional one. The last thing about antibiotic is that you can only treat your organic animal once. Only once when the life cycle is below 1 year. So you treat it once and then it's okay. But if you treat it twice, you need to convert it once again. Which basically means that you can't sell it as an organic one. So these are
life cycle.
Yeah.
In the life cycle you can only treat once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is of course very important for the farmers to control the management in that way, so they don't need to treat the animals. So, and this is one of the reasons why we need to focus on how we breed the animals to be adaptable into the organic.
So in the breeding period, the organic farming is also have some specific rules. I mean, the pig, small pig, right?
Yeah.
When you breed because these piglets.
Yeah. So
organic farming, you also treat it differently, right? These piglets.
Yeah. The whole system is treated differently than
if the piglets is organically produced, then maybe the whole system, right, should be different, treated differently than the conventional one.
Yeah.
For example, this how do you call sow? This sow cannot take any medicine, like the same as organic production, right?
Well, this goes for the same because she's an organic sow, so
she can only take once.
Yeah. No, she can actually take. I think she can actually take twice because her life cycle is longer. So she has another possibilities because she lives more than the finishers. But the finishers, the slaughter pigs, with the shorter life cycle, they'll only have one opportunity. She will have two opportunities.
And so it goes from an organic piglet into a conventional piglet if it's treated twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He will raise the questions.
Yeah, we're too into details. I just want to ask something more general. How do you stabilize the price? Because you said everything is under one umbrella. You've got one voice for the Danish pork production, for the export. And you did mention also international prices are so volatile. So how do you guarantee in your power to stabilize the price so that the farmers' income the losses could be minimized when it goes back?
Well, I think one of the major reasons to stabilize this is that the abattoir called Friland, the one selling most of the organic pigs and most of the conventional pigs as well, are a corporation. So this is actually owned by the farmers. So this is the only opportunity, I think, to stabilize prices for them is that they know how much to take into the production. They're only taking new producers in or allowing to increase the production if they know that the market is there. But otherwise, they can't do anything to stabilize. And that's why sometimes the prices are going up.
In general, there are no stabilization. There's no stabilization because it's like an exchange. So you can actually follow the figures of the price per kilo of pig meat, and it goes like this. And the farmers are paid according to the price.
I understand your point. So you're saying that because the pork is exported internationally and the price is not controlled, can be controlled internationally. What you can do is domestic policies so that the farms fall under one umbrella of a big corporation so that there will be, what I'm asking is no kind of competition between different farms like fighting for markets or fighting for...
Well, there will be, since we have we have three stakeholders trying to sell organic pigs in Denmark. Three of them, yeah. Three abattoirs. Yeah, the bigger one, Friland, this is by far the majority. There will be like 140,000 pigs, and then we have two others dividing 35,000 pigs. So they're not. They might be fighting slightly on the domestic market, but they're not fighting on the international market. I think.
Why they're not fighting in the international market?
Because I think the international market is smaller, and since one of them is very, very well established on the international market, the other actors are just they're just waiting to see if they should access the international market.
Right.
And between the farmers, I mean, the slaughterhouses pay the farmers that they have, a cooperation with. So they pay the farmers the same price per kilo. So there's no sort of individual, how could you say, they don't fight as such. So they agree to deliver to a certain slaughterhouse, and that's a contract. But it's free. It's up to them whether they want to sign a contract with that slaughterhouse.
I see. It's more like I understand, more like a trust system within domestically. Yes. About the animal welfare issue you mentioned, because you said you're emphasizing on this welfare issue so that the pigs are treated well for an aim, right? The purpose is to have better pig production, better pork production. To get my point, I mean, what?
So why do you so emphasize on animal welfare?
Because I think the animal welfare thing is just, this is one of the important links in the organic production.
Even for conventional production, you also have this.
Of course, you have animal welfare is important in all kind of agricultural production. But in the organic production, the organic sector finds that they take a step forward. They are putting even more emphasis on animal welfare. This is one of the very important things that consumers are expecting the animal welfare to be higher in organic production, and this is one of the reasons why quite a lot of the consumers are willing to pay more than double price for organic meat production.
What do they expect in specific?
They expect that the animals will have access to outdoor areas, that they have more space